Okay, awesome. Thanks for showing up tonight, guys. I know I kind of threw this at you Friday or Saturday and said, let's make, because normally I would be doing a new coach mentorship call on Sunday nights, but I'm like, you know what, we got lots of stuff to talk about, so let's just make it an all-team call. And on that note, I presented that topic again to some of the leaders on our team. You know, is it time to bring back a Sparta Nation all-team call again? We used to have them very regularly. I got away from them personally because so many leaders on our team were doing their own. And I find that if there's too many items on the list, coaches will just shut down completely and say, I'm not doing any of it. Well, I don't want to give anyone any reason to do that, but the overwhelming response was, yes, we need to come back to Sparta Nation all-team calls with outside speakers and trainings and speakers from our own team and all that kind of stuff. So stay tuned for more information on that, but we're going to bring them back. And I think this is the perfect time to do it as we head very close to Q4, which is hard to believe. We are in the last 4 months of 2018. Like, I know exactly where I was and what I was doing on January 1st, 2018. How are we all of a sudden at September 9th, 2018? Where has this year gone? I don't know. So we're going to be bringing back Sparta Nation all-team calls. So stay tuned in the team page for those. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be a great way for us to reconnect because our team has grown exponentially, leaps and bounds over the past couple of years. And there's lots of coaches. I see coaches every day come into our team page. I have absolutely no idea who they are, who they belong to, or where they are on our team. And that's pretty cool. But I would love to know everyone. So I think that all team calls are a great way for us to stay connected to our tribe, stay close to the fire. And there will always be those coaches in the downline, for whatever reason, their own upline has disengaged. Maybe they quit. They're just not working the business. They're a discount coach, whatever. And all team calls let those coaches, no matter where they are in the downline, stay connected to the team and get the information. So I've got some stuff to share with you tonight. We'll open it up if we need to open it up for questions. This is really more of a conversation than it is a call. A call makes me feel like I'm doing training and I just sort of want to have a conversation. But the chat is open. At least I think it is. Let me make sure it is. Yes, my chat is open. So if you've got questions at any point in time, throw them in there and we'll try to get them answered. I'm going to share my screen here. Here we go. You guys tell me if you can see this. Let me get it over here. Yes, thumbs up. Can see? Awesome. Sandra's giving me a thumbs up. So we're good to go. Okay, so team call tonight. Again, stay tuned for more details as we reinvent these team calls. We've done them all kinds of different ways. We've done Facebook Live. We've done them only when we've had special guest speakers, but the leaders on our team were huge advocates of bringing back an all-team call. And so stay tuned for more information. That'll be in our team page as well. Let's talk about what is coming up and what should be on your calendars as we move forward. September 7th, Friday, or yesterday, the Lift 4 Coach Test Group ended. And as I asked the Diamonds at our Diamond Mastermind last week or 10 days ago, what is your plan now? Where are you going from this point on? Are you moving right into a round 2? You may have seen that Joel did a hybrid calendar with CDF and with Lift 4. So you might be doing that with your group. Maybe you're doing 80-day obsession, or you're doing a hybrid of other stuff. Whatever it might be, you know, choose a plan and have that plan ready to go so that you're not just sort of winging it, because winging it is not going to get results for sure, not in your personal fitness and not with your challenge group. So what are you inviting to? Do you have a plan? Really, as we talked about on our surge, our all-team surge that we had back this summer, really, you should have a plan all the way through January, because we know what's coming next. We know that after 8 weeks or so of another round of Lift 4, we've got Shift Shop. We know after that we have Transform 20. We know that that will take us into January. So what is your plan? Do you have a plan? And more importantly, do all of your coaches have a plan? Are you running a challenge group for all of your coaches? Are you engaging in your uplines challenge group? What is your plan? Make sure you have one so that you are constantly inviting to something. That's one of the biggest limitations that I hear, especially newer coaches say, I don't know what I'm inviting to. There should be something that you're inviting to all the time, whether it's a challenge group, a free group, a behind the scenes group, something that you're inviting to all the time, but you can't do it unless you have a plan. So make sure that you have a plan for what you're moving into now that the first round of Lift 4 is over. October 1st, the Shift Shop packs and bundles are released, and I haven't heard anything more about this. This was just posted in the Elite Coach wall a couple weeks ago that there will be some sort of new free workout that's in front of the paywall that will be available for coaches. So to me, it sounds like a little something like Before Lift 4 or A Little Obsessed, or something that allows people to try the Shift Shop workout without actually purchasing Beachbody On Demand. We'll get more information on that probably in the next week or so, but just be aware that that's out there and that that's going to start happening on October 1st. So that means probably starting next week for the latter half of September, we're talking about Shift Shop because that's coming. And then October 1st, you're going to have 2 new prep week workouts for Shift Shop. Say that 3 times fast. It's like, you guys, that's like the worst name ever, Shift Shop. Why can't it just be like Make the Shift or something that's a little less, I don't know, dicey to say. I'm always afraid I'm going to say, I say it so carefully. It's like Jeff Hill on the National Wake Up Call saying Success Club. You're always worried he's going to say something that's not quite appropriate. So I always feel like that with Shift Shop. But on October 1st, those new packs and bundles are coming out, and then there are going to be 2 new prep week workouts. So that's pretty cool. I know that some people on our team really loved Shift Shop, and I really do love Chris Downing. I don't love the workouts as much, but I really like him, and so I think that having some new workouts, having some new stuff to talk about with Shift Shop is going to be super beneficial for us. And then October 22nd, the Proving Ground workouts drop in Beachbody On Demand, and that Proving Grounds test group with Chris begins. So it's kind of a hyphenated name. It's kind of like Sean Weekend saying Focus. It's Proving Grounds, or it's Shift Shop Proving Grounds. So it's kind of that relaunch of Shift Shop. It's the same type of format, but with some new workouts. Then on September 17th, so just 2 weeks, Pumpkin Spice Shakeology releases. If you've looked in the FAQ, I believe it's in there. It is, and don't quote me on all of this because I'm going to try to wrangle the system as much as I possibly can, but it's 5 boxes at a time per account. 5 at a time per account, which means if you have multiple accounts in your household, so you, your spouse, your child, those could all be 5 boxes at a time. And if you have multiple business centers, those could be 5 boxes. And then, to my understanding, you could just go back and continue to order those 5 boxes until Pumpkin Spice Shakeology runs out. They are boxes of 14. Yes? Is that right? Boxes of 14 packets? Boxes of 14 packets. So whether you are a big fan of pumpkin spice or not, you have people in your ecosystem who are. These are amazing incentives for flash sales, for challenge groups, prizes, whatever. Get yourself Pumpkin Spice Shakeology. The more we get behind it, the more we push it, the more we engage with it, the more likely it'll be that other specialized flavors will happen also. Maybe there'll be something fun in the spring, and then a peppermint in the winter, whatever it might be. And then November, December, January, of course, we will be consumed with Transform 20. So very excited about that. October 21st, Super Sunday here in Indiana. If you are not in Indiana, you have a Super Saturday or Super Sunday somewhere in your vicinity. How do you know that? Because you go to your Coach Online office and look in the events, and all those super events are listed back there. And even if you have to drive a little bit, you have to be okay with the fact that the event is not coming to you. It's probably not going to be in your backyard. So you may have to drive a little bit to it, but if you're here in Indiana, it is on Sunday, October 21st in the afternoon. Great training planned, live workout planned. It's been a little while since I've done a live workout at a super weekend event. I don't think I've done, have I done one all year? I don't know that I've done one all year. Oh, you better be ready if you're coming to Indiana then, because it's going to be on. Everything that you want for this event is at tbbindiana.com. Your tickets, your merchandise, and I should have put a picture of the merchandise up here because you guys, it is off the hook. It is amazing. Bags and tanks and cool cuff shirts and long sleeves. It's awesome. Plus, the cool thing about that is it's all Indiana based, so it's perfect for summits. So nothing is like just super Sunday or trainer specific. It's all Team Beachbody Indiana, which makes it awesome for summit for next year. Okay, so before I go any, you guys, I always get lost when I have to unshare my screen. Oh, there it is. Okay. Before I go any further, okay, let me look at, I wanted to look at the questions. Laura Hannah, CDF is core to force. Joel and Jericho's program, core to force. I see Melissa already answered that. Thank you, Melissa. Melissa, I hardly recognize you with your short hair. It's just, it's crazy. I love it. Let's see. Shift Shop Proving Grounds. No, I believe Shift Shop Proving Grounds is going right into Beachbody On Demand. I don't think there's a VIP. Is that correct? I haven't paid a huge amount of attention to that. I don't think there's VIP. If that's wrong, let me know. No VIP? Okay, it's all just going right into, I don't know. Let's look someone look in the FAQ just to make sure. Wait, Sandra, you're saying you can order 20 boxes of pumpkin spice Shakeology? Sandra, I've lost you in the Brady Bunch here. You're saying you can order 20 boxes of pumpkin spice Shakeology per account? I thought the FAQ said 5. Yeah, it's 5. I'm pretty sure it's 5. Christy, I feel like you're very adamant that it's 5. It's 5. Okay, 5. Yeah, total 5 at a time. Okay. Okay, so I'm not sure. Oh, 20 total. 5 per order, 20 total. Okay, that makes more sense now. I'm like, what? 25? Like I'm gonna own it all the first day. So that's gonna go fast, you guys. And I do know that they upped the amount that they originally were going to make. So they have upped it because I think they're pretty sure that everyone's going to buy it. So get on September 17th and get it and order it and have it. It's very exciting. It's the first time that we've done this like this. So the more we get behind it, support, engage, not only does it give us fresh Shakeology content for our social media, but it gives them reason to believe that we will support flavors, and there could be other fun flavors that come out. So make sure that you're supporting that. Yes, I have tasted it. It's amazing. No bags, just boxes of 14. No HD, no samples, boxes of 14. That's it. Yes, it's very smooth. And for those of you that like pumpkin spice, I always take my vanilla. I drink vegan vanilla, and I'm putting like pumpkin spice and stuff in it. And sometimes too much gets in, and sometimes it's not. You don't have to worry about it. It's done. So super convenient. Oh, I don't know what just happened. Oh, went back to my screen share. Okay, let's go back to what I've got over here. Okay, here we go. So, I don't know where my video went. Can you guys see my, let me go back. Okay, here we go. You good now? Can you see my share screen? Excellent. Okay, so I talked a little bit about this at the Diamond Mastermind a couple weeks ago, but over the next few weeks, this is what we're gonna focus on for these team calls. And then we'll have some other stuff too, but I wanna share this with you because I was so struck by some of this stuff that I kept hearing and seeing, and let me make sure I can see my chat too. Okay, and learning and hearing and just being around this summer. So some of you might know, I have 3 daughters. One just left for New York yesterday. She got a job out there. The middle one is home. She's had surgery on Thursday. And the youngest one is a senior in high school, and she is an aspiring musical theater star. We're hoping that she's on Broadway someday. But because all 3 of my daughters are performers in some way, they've really gravitated to New York as, it's the epicenter of all things performance. And if you would have told me 10 years ago when I started this business that this summer I would have spent as much time in New York City as I did, I would have told you were crazy, because 10 years ago when I became a coach, we couldn't even pay our bills. I couldn't even get to the end of the month. I worried about swiping my card at the grocery or putting it in the gas station. And this summer, Jessie, our youngest, spent 5 summer intensives, all in New York, all musical theater. So we spent a vast amount of the summer in New York City. And when you are around smart, creative, caring, passionate people, you start to soak in the lessons that they are teaching and talking about, even if it doesn't exactly parallel with your business. You know, one of the concepts or thought processes that I hear a lot, especially with newer coaches, is this sort of question: should I have, especially dealing with social media, should I have a page over here for Beachbody, and then should I have my personal page, and I need to separate, and everything has to be compartmentalized? And as long as I've been doing this business, and probably because I started in fitness and I think fitness affects everything, I've never felt that. It's never been something that I wake up and do. Being a Beachbody coach, building a Beachbody business, being in fitness, all of this has just always been sort of part of who I am. And I think that lends itself then to finding inspiration in all kinds of places. So as I shared at the Diamond Mastermind, it doesn't matter if I go to Disney and I'm walking by some wall that has construction on it and they put a quote on the wall. I'm looking at that quote going, oh my gosh, I have to share that with my team. Or I get on an airplane and I'm reading a magazine and there's something in the magazine and it strikes me and I think, oh my gosh, I have to share this with my team. And I found that this summer, as we were around so many smart, creative people, as we had all these different experiences, I kept hearing these same concepts over and over again. And I kept thinking, I have to share this with my team, because nothing exists in a vacuum. The business doesn't exist in a vacuum. Our fitness doesn't exist in a vacuum. Our lives don't exist in a vacuum. I don't get up and do stuff with my children, with my daughters, and then go do my business and then talk to my, like, it just all is flowing. We're sitting at the kitchen table and we're talking about Jenna apartment hunting and Josie's surgery and Jesse's college applications and the Butler Bulldog football team and how can I help my coaches get better. Like, all that conversation is happening around my kitchen table all the time. There's no compartmentalization. Because of that, it allows me to be inspired by everything. And I want you to get to that point too, where you're walking around and you're such an open book and your heart and your head is so open all the time that everything you see and you hear and you feel and you experience comes into you and you think, how can I share this with my team? Because we can't be better coaches until we're better people. The more inspired we are as people, the better coaches we are. So if you are constantly walking around looking for and letting yourself feel and take in this inspiration in all kinds of places, the better coach you will be without having to think about it. So it's not always cracking open a book and going, okay, I gotta read Brian Tracy today or John Maxwell today. No, maybe I just need to read an autobiography, or I need to listen to a podcast, or I need to just get out and take a walk. And something will strike me that inspires me, that fills me up as a person, which makes me a better coach. Nothing exists in a vacuum. So as we were in New York this summer, Jessie kept coming home, and and by home I mean the hotel room, and she would share these notes and these lectures and these pieces of wisdom that these Broadway performers were sharing with them all day long. And as she kept sharing, it all sort of sorted itself out into these 5 concepts that I kept hearing over and over and over again. So over the next few weeks, I want to share those with you. Today, we'll just talk about one, because I don't want our first all-team call to go on for hours. I could talk about New York and all this kind of stuff for hours, but we're going to talk about one today. And the first lesson that I want to share with you tonight is our vibe is connected to our tribe. And we can choose who we let into our heads, hearts, and lives. Our vibe is connected to our tribe. We can choose who we let into our hearts, our heads, and our lives. So that was the lesson. As I kept thinking about everything she was experiencing and everything that I was hearing and everything she kept sharing and everything I kept watching and everything that I kept watching her do and experience, I kept thinking about how much of who we are is connected to who we surround ourselves with. And that is a choice. So the action behind that lesson is actively seeking out people who challenge you to be better. Find smart, caring people who will push you and who will inspire you. And that has to be an active decision and an active choice. And you have to be okay. We all have to be okay with being pushed, with being challenged, and not always liking the responses that we get. You know, there are times when I'm working with newer coaches or I'm working with veteran coaches, and I can feel them sort of push back because where they are is comfortable. And if you want to build a business to get there, you've got to get uncomfortable. And if you're not okay with surrounding yourself with people who are going to push you, then that process is going to take even longer. If you are surrounding yourself with people who are constantly okay with just being okay, you're going to be okay too. And your life's going to be okay. But if you want to do something a little bit more, and I'm guessing if you're drawn to this business and you're drawn to this team, you want more out of your life than where you are now. It's not to say your life's not awesome where you are now, but you want more. And you see this business as a vehicle to get you to that more. So that means we have to be so intentional about who is in our life. So I put these pictures up because I wanted to show you some of the experiences that Jessie had and some of the experiences that, because we were in New York and other places, I got to put into my life as well. And every one of these experiences continue to validate that concept that our vibe and our tribe are so intrinsically connected. So the first picture in the corner is Jessie with two Broadway performers, Jeremy Jordan and Megan Hilty. And then on the far corner, it's Jessie and I with another Broadway performer, Betsy Wolfe. And I remember her having these experiences and coming home, and I remember her sending these pictures to us and me going, oh yeah, just another casual Wednesday as you're hanging out with these like Tony nominee Broadway performers. And it reminded me of when Josie, was a ballerina, went to her very first summer intensive, Boston Ballet. And it was super challenging and a little bit overwhelming. And they were in the very same space as the Boston Ballet professionals were. These summer kids, these summer intensive kids were in the very same space. So sometimes they'd be eating their lunch or they'd be in between practice or something, and they could look in the studio and they would see the Boston Ballet professional dancers dancing, rehearsing, practicing. And I remember thinking, it doesn't matter whether she thinks she's good enough to do this. She is absorbing what they're doing simply by being around that tribe. She was watching their work ethic. She was watching their attention to detail. She was watching their preparation because she was around that tribe. And when Jessie was having these experiences this summer, even though they weren't ballet, they were musical theater, it was the same feeling that I had. She was around these professional people and absorbing their attention to detail, their professionalism, their work ethic, their drive, their passion, all of these components that have gone into them being successful. Whether Jessie ever makes a musical theater or not, does not matter. The fact that she spent a summer surrounding herself with people who are so good, that elevates her to want to be better. Because it's real easy in high school to be okay with where you are and all your other friends. And then you get into a situation by choice, with intention, because we chose every single one of these summer intensives. She didn't happen onto them. We didn't wake up one morning and find ourselves in New York City and went, oh, I guess I'll go to a class day. No, we very intentionally put these experiences in her life. And because of that, I look at the people that she surrounded herself with all summer and think, she has no choice but to get better, because that's what she saw. That's how important our tribe is. So if you're looking around at your tribe and you're thinking, not really sure they're pushing me to be better. I'm not sure they're challenging me to be better. They're letting me be okay. It might be time for a new tribe. And that might include your family. Because if anyone is bringing anything toxic into your life that's not helping you get better in some way, it's time to have a conversation with that person or to remove them entirely. And it's okay. And as I shared with my diamonds who were there at our Diamond Mastermind, for me in my personal life, that means when I see my phone ring and it's my sister, I don't answer it, because that's nothing but negativity and toxicity. And that's okay. I'm okay with that, because her vibe is not what I want in my life. And we have to be so intentional about that. I went to a couple conferences this summer. One happened to be in New York City. it was there when I was there, so why not go? Because it just made another opportunity to put myself in a tribe of women. Had nothing to do with Beachbody, nothing, and that's okay. That's actually even better because they were a tribe of women with incredibly diverse opinions, doing diverse businesses, but all on the same mission to be more, to serve more, to get better in some way. And it happened that my good friend Danielle was going as well, so I got to even be part of that tribe for a while and sit next to her, and we would collaborate and talk and have these conversations. But I spent a day in the midst of several hundred women, all on a mission to become more, to do more, to be more. And then just a couple weeks ago, we went to another conference, Create and Cultivate, up in Chicago. Again, 800 women, smart, creative, caring, passionate women, completely different businesses. I have no idea if anyone was there with the Beachbody business. They were all bloggers and writers and female entrepreneurs, all on a mission to get better and willingly stepping into a situation where they were going to be challenged and pushed and walk away inspired. It's got to be more than just this business. If you are only doing Beachbody National Wake Up Call or a Beachbody event or any of those, you've got to expand your tribe a little bit more too, because there are people out there who are creating amazing businesses, concepts, they're amazing thinkers, and you can be around those people and be inspired by them and bring them back to your own business. So if you are a veteran coach, first, talk to the veterans, and the only personal development live event that you've been to recently has been a Beachbody one, I can't encourage you enough to get to something that has nothing to do with Beachbody and get in a room full of diverse people who will push you to think a little differently. Maybe that's a Dave Ramsey event. Maybe it's a Tony Robbins event. Maybe whatever it might be. Get on Google and you'll find all kinds of events. If you are a newer coach, I'm going to encourage you to engage very heavily with every live event that Beachbody has, and then start to look around for some stuff that might be different than that. But in your very immediate world, take a look at who you're surrounding yourself with. Do you have a success pod or success group or success partner? Do you have a mentor? Do you have an accountability partner? And are they more than just friends? Are they truly a success pod or success partner or accountability partner, and not just a good friend that you say is your success partner, but mostly you kind of talk about your kids and your family and bitch about why you can't get anyone to say yes to buying a challenge pack? Because that is not a success partner. That's a friendship. Totally cool. Not going to push you to get better, probably. So sometimes you got to make some hard decisions, and you absolutely have to make some intentional decisions about who is in your tribe. It will affect who you are. More importantly, it will affect who you become. And if you want to become more, and you do, or you wouldn't be in this business, on this call, on this team, you do, then you got to make some hard decisions sometimes. You got to look around and assess. And you got to be okay with not wanting to just be okay, with wanting to be more, to not just wanting to be ordinary, but wanting to be extraordinary. And one of the first steps you can take to getting there is really assessing who is in your ecosystem, who is in your tribe. And if you think, okay, I want more, I don't really love my tribe, like it's okay, but I probably need some new people. How do I do that? You just start. You start. And sometimes the way you start is by what you put in your head. What are you reading? What are you listening to? And then you look around at the team. Well, who in this team always seems like, you know, they are positive and they're full of energy. They love the business. Reach out to them. Maybe they're your new success partner. Maybe you see someone on social media who isn't even a coach yet and has no desire to be a coach, but they're positive and full of energy, and you can tell they want to create an extraordinary life. Reach out to them. Maybe they're your new success partner. Start Googling outside conferences and seminars and events that you can go to. I love personal development. I love personal development that I can immerse myself in. Y'all, I have bought probably thousands, literally thousands of dollars of online academies. Smart Success, marketing this, and that. I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you how many. I've lost all the passwords to get into them. I have no idea how much, where they all are, but I've spent thousands of dollars. And you know what happens? I never do them. And it's taken me years to come to the realization, or maybe it's more to come to the acceptance that that is not how I learn. I've got to get in the room. I've got to get to the live event, and I've got to sit in that room with the tribe of people who want to be and do more. And I've got to soak that in and let that inspire me as a human so that it can inspire me as a coach. The two do not exist in a vacuum. If you want to be a better coach, be a better human. You want to be a better human, be a better coach. A business and a life do not grow exclusively. So if you want to be and do more, which I know you do, your first step is to take a good hard look at your tribe. Make sure they are the kind of people that will challenge you and push you and inspire you. Whether they are in coaching or not, it doesn't matter. Whether Jessie ever gets to Broadway or not, it won't matter. She will be a better person because of who she spent her summer with and absorbing all that they were teaching her. So that's lesson 1 for tonight. I can't give it all to you tonight or you won't come back for more. But that's my lesson 1 for tonight. Does anyone have any questions? Does anyone have any ideas they'd like to learn more about? We can get into the super tangible stuff of like, how do I invite? But I think you can get a lot of that in the Champions page. My gosh, you guys, there's so much information in the Champions page in our Coach Online office. Y'all know that when I first started as a coach, we had this Coach Online office that had the $1 Million Body winner, Tommy Migrant, and he had silver metallic shorts on. And every time I opened up my Coach Online office, was Tommy Migrant with silver metallic shorts on. And I could kind of see, we didn't even have Success Club points. I could kind of see who had ordered P90X for me. And that's it. There were no resources, no nothing. So if you're looking for, gosh, how do I invite? How do I do Instagram stories? How to go to the Champions page? It is a gold mine of information, as is their YouTube channel, as is your Coach Online office. There's so much information out there. I would love to spend our time together, not just on the tangible calendar-y stuff and some training and some social media and all that kind of stuff, yes, but sometimes on the bigger picture stuff too. Because if you don't know why you're doing this, it's not really going to matter how good your social media post is or how to invite. You got to know why you're doing this, and you got to know where to find inspiration and how to stay inspired year after year after year after year. And speaking of year after year after year, I will close with this. You all need to be very proud of yourselves, and you need to be posting from now till forever that you are a 9-time elite team. Sparta Nation has in August, which I can't remember the last time we've known this early, probably 2015, but it's been a long time since we've known this early. But August of 2018, we already know that you are a 9-time elite team, and there is only one other team in the entire network that has accomplished that. 9 times, not 9 times in general, 9 times consecutively. I hope that you understand how freaking hard that is and how freaking monumental it is. Because every year the qualifications change, and every year you step up to the plate, and every year there we are. I mean, sometimes I think they're like, I don't even know how you're doing it. And I'm like, because they're awesome. That's how they're doing it. That's how it happens. They're just awesome. And I know that for veteran coaches, you might not know anything other than being an elite coach. For new coaches, you might not even know what the heck an elite coach is, but you need to know that out of the almost 500,000 coaches and how many teams there are in the network, there are only 2 teams that have done this, and you are on one of them. And that's pretty cool. So I hope you're posting that. I hope you honor that legacy, and I hope you know that every single day you get a chance to get up and create your own legacy too, because, I mean, if this girl from my town was 1,200 people, and I had a cornfield in my backyard, and there are still no stoplights in that town. If I can figure this out, anyone can figure this out. You just got to have a heart and a passion for it. You have to work to stay inspired every single day, and it's worth it. It's worth it. It's the only way Jesse spent all that time in New York City this summer. It's the only way Jenna moved to New York City yesterday. It's the only way Josie's going to school in New York City starting in January. This business, whatever goals and dreams you have, this business can help you make them happen if you believe and you take the action. First step, assess your tribe. So that's all I have for tonight. I will look through questions, but if you guys have anything that you want to ask, open forum, let me know. Can we have a thread for sharing PD inspiring events in Indy? Well, first of all, there aren't a lot of inspiring events in Indy. And secondly, I'm going to make one happen. So Lindsay, you just stay tuned because, girl, that's on my vision board. I want a big, huge, women-centered event. I mean, Sean T was awesome, but we don't really need him. We can do our own events. So we're cool. We can do our own thing. So that's on my vision board, is a big women-centered event. But start Googling stuff too, like, you know, business live workshops, female entrepreneur workshops. The one I found in New York was called Blog Her. The one we went to in Chicago was called Create and Cultivate, and I know their next one is in Miami. I'm doing one in November, Business Boutique by Christy Wright, and that's part of Entree Leadership and Dave Ramsey. So I just, you know, it comes from my podcasts and the stuff that I read, but maybe a document in the Sparta Nation team page is a document in the files. That might be a good place to share stuff like that. So, oh, Jamie, that's good. Not to put your own Shakeology on hold. That's good. Oh, this is a whole thread on Shakeology. I missed all that. But Jamie and Sandra, it looks like you answered it. Is there anything else that I can answer? Some of us are staying on after this because we're working on some training that we hope will help everyone elevate. So if you have so just I'm gonna turn some music on, and for the next 2 minutes in the chat, if you have some specific topics that you would love to see addressed as far as training, team-wide, go for it. And then I'm gonna kick you all off, and some of us are gonna stay on, and we'll see what we can create.